Hey, LA Warface here with a pretty exciting build. I'm really excited about this one. It's a hexified build, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's probably better than most classified builds that I've ever used. I used to run a lot of hexo builds back in 1.7 and earlier. And I'm glad to see that they're making a comeback and they're actually usable again, which for me is pretty exciting because it just shows that it's no longer just one meta. There's multiple builds that you can run. So with mine, I run house and lightweight M4, pretty standard with most builds, I guess, these days. Barrett's vest. I did try a reckless vest. Unless you're running it in a group with a really good healer, I probably wouldn't recommend reckless. The damage output is insane, and you will outshoot most people instantly. But when you're solo and there's two people onto you, or even bots, you're just gonna have a hard time. I run the tenacious. That extra 10% damage, it's funny when you use it and you see just people freak out because that extra 10% does go a long way. Knee pads, well, most of the knee pads that you can use for high-end builds are pretty trash. Spec Ops pack, just for the specialized skill, for the extra skill power. Skull MC gloves, now they are going to be a pain to find the right ones that you want. I was lucky I had these from back when Skull MC gloves first came out, and just a classified holster. I mean, it's like having a health mod, a firearms mod, and a skill mod all in one. Now for the knee pads, you could use short bow if you really like the grenades, but otherwise I probably wouldn't recommend it. I use damage pulse and booster shot. With Pride, you're going to want to switch to an immunizer, and obviously if people are running scramble or pulse, you're going to want to switch to that too, just to cancel theirs out. Talents are pretty simple. I mean, I've got precision on there. You don't have to run precision, but it's just that extra pulse for when your one's cooling down. Now it is only the base pulse, not the actual pulse that's modded, so you might want to be careful with that, because that can catch a lot of people out. So crit hit chance, crit hit damage, nothing special. 43%, 128%, you know. I mean, I haven't really found that I needed anything extra. I mean, it's dropping strikers, preds, I'm dropping alphas, a couple banshees, skill builds. There's not a lot that this build can't handle as long as you're not getting overwhelmed and there's not too many people coming after you. Skill haste I've only got on 9%. I was thinking about putting a bit more on it, but with the skill power that you're getting, it doesn't seem to make it too much of a difference. I was running with 20% or 22, I can't remember which one. It just wasn't a really good payoff, so I switched it down to 9. So the damage, you're doing a lot of raw damage as well as crit hit chance and crit hit damage. When you line the booster shot up with your card counter, it's just amazing the things you can do. And when you hit that tenacious on top of it, you're gonna love it. Like, I've found it hard to go back to classifieds after this. You know, a lot of people aren't gonna like this just because they like the prep lead or like the extra lives that the Nomad gives. I found that with Nomads, you usually can drop 2, sometimes 3 lives before they get you, and that's if you have your healing ult. So Nomads are a bit of a problem just due to extra lives, but yeah, I mean, if they only got 1 or 2 lives plus their ult, you're going to drop them. It's when they start getting 3 or 4 that you're going to struggle with, and I don't think there's a lot of builds out there that can handle 3 or 4 procs for the Nomad unless you're a Nomad yourself, so just keep in mind that, well, it's a good build. Nomads if they get lucky, you're gonna have a hard time. Preds, like I said, as long as you have that immunizer, when they're focusing that immunizer station, just lay onto them and just beam them, and you'll be fine. Strikers, I did actually come across a couple strikers, which surprised me, considering they nerfed it. They got me down to about half health before I dropped them, and they had 9k stam, so Striker you're not going to really worrying about. Banshee is a different beast altogether. I mean, unless you can laser them before they laser you while they have that Banshee proc, you're going to have a rough time. I found it's best to hit the booster shot and pulse first, and then when they've got you down to that half health, use your medkit for the extra 50%, and Banshee you should be good with. I do use this a lot for solo roguing. I have used it a couple times in a group, and that's when I used Reckless. So yeah, keep that in mind that Reckless is viable if you're in a group. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this build because I've had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely going to be something that I can optimize in the future. So enjoy this build, and as always I've got a few clips at the end just so you can get a rough idea of what it's capable of. Thanks, bye.
Warning, an agent in your vicinity has gone rogue. Warning, now leaving the safe area. Rogue agent down. Warning, a nearby agent has gone rogue. Warning, an agent in your vicinity has gone rogue.
If you want to